And we are on. Hey, yo, what's up, guys? This is Chris, and I am here with another HexHeart Podcast. And today, my guest is my lovely sister, Coral. She is in a bunch of different music programs, but this time we're actually talking about her special advancement to marine biology, which is a huge part in today's society. Now, Miss Coral, what is it like, and what do you think it will be like to head into marine biology?
I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Like, just thinking about studying the ocean, for one, it's most of what makes up most of our planet. The fact that we know so little about it's incredible. Not only that, but a lot of life depends on the ocean. We get a large amount of our food, and along with that, algae and plankton is what contributes to, I believe, over 60% of our oxygen. Compared to trees, it's much more, which is only recently found out. I love everything about the ocean. I love the people who surround the culture of the ocean. I'm very excited.
You love fish?
Oh, I love fish.
She loves fish.
Most of the things in there aren't fish.
Right. You're a big fan of dolphins and sharks and a lot of the mammals out there also, I assume.
Of course. And cephalopods and like octopi or, oh my gosh, they're so cute. A lot of shells are really cute too. Like anemones. Anemones are adorable. Did you know they like wearing tiny hats?
Right.
Like seriously, it's their favorite thing.
That's awesome. Tell us from the very beginning what made you decide marine biology.
There's like a serious answer to that and a less serious, but
give them both. Give them both.
The serious one is I fell in love with scuba diving when I was younger. I snorkeled all my life, and then when I turned 8, I decided I wanted to learn to scuba dive and basically harassed my parents for 3 years until I was at the age where it was legal to get my license, literally every day.
There you go. There you go.
And then once I was under there, I knew immediately where I wanted to work and what I wanted to save and preserve. And it's the ocean. And the more like fantasy fun version of it is my dad said it was the closest I'd ever get to being a mermaid for a job. So, hey, breathing underwater for a job and scuba diving, not my worst choice.
Not your worst choice. It works. You might not know this question, might not know this answer right now, but maybe this is something to think about in the future. But what will you be studying in marine biology? Will you be going on to a separate class of marine biology, or do you just all around?
I have no idea. I'm going to be studying everything. Everything with the water, including like even the creatures that live on land by it, it's all connected. For instance, seals, when they were going extinct, when otters were going extinct, you had an increase of sea urchins, which decreased the kelp. Everything is really important. So learning about it all is a key priority of mine. But my main focus is conservation, because there's different fields, I guess you can study. You have geological, you have more fishery studies. The reason I'm going to Hawaii is because they focus on conservation at the university I chose.
There you go. So it's more like less killing of certain fish and more mammals.
It's it's more like not less killing, but learning how to sustainably live with them and how to preserve.
There you go.
For example, Sylvia Earle's Hope Spots, creating natural places where people are not allowed to fish, but still leaving resources so people can survive.
Right. More based around the ecosystem is also a big plan for marine biology, is it not?
It is. It's all really, there's so many complexities of it.
There you go.
I don't even know them all yet, but from basic classes, I know that, like I said, you have your basic chemicals you can study, you have your geological, you have your marine mammals, marine fish. There's even basics around marine biology of you can learn like about watersheds. That's a field of it. Anything water-based can be called marine biology.
Right, right. So, do you plan on taking the full time? I believe that you're going to be in Hawaii for this. Can you tell us what college you've decided to go out there for?
University of Hawaii Hilo is my choice. They're one of the top marine biology, and I plan on going to school there for 4 years at least. I'm going for my doctorate, so I could be in school for up to 7 years, which is a lot of years of college. But I'm also getting a minor in environmental law, so I might end up changing schools to like James Cook in Australia at some point, or Auckland, New Zealand, or
Right, you have your transfers.
Yeah, but only after the first 4 years.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of people that are top scientists that are still going to college. A lot of people you see like top student in universities and all those other ones. You could be one of those at some point.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could you say if there was an opportunity to be put onto a specific exploration in marine biology, would you take the opportunity?
Absolutely. The more opportunities I have to research, the more I have to learn. That's another reason. My goal personally in the time or in the current is I want to be in the top 3 of one of their classes over there, because then I can end up getting an internship with NOAA, the National Association of Oceanographic Studies.
Nice.
So that in its own is incredible. And if I can start a research project or join a research project, I have no preference what it is. I just would be excited to join. It's an all learning opportunity. Like, you got to be open to anything.
That's a good way of putting it. You want to be open to anything because, like you said, the more conductive, the more social aspects to this, the more you up your resume. If it's a good way to say. I mean, whether it's National Geographic, NOAA, whether it's working with the schools itself, or maybe even partnering up with different schools, that's basically what you're going for.
Yeah.
You're basically going to save the ocean, if in a maybe not so much saving, but reconnecting.
Yeah. Honestly, for anyone who's out there who's trying to do STEM, especially as a female, be open to anything. You can have your heart set on one specific field, like you want to study octopi or sharks, but again, you got to know everything's connected, and so you got to reach out and push for that.
There you go. That's what I call having goals.
Yeah.
Be like this chick. Be like this chick.
Love you, bro.
So in the now aspect between going through the high school to having your goal at being marine biology. When you were going to high school, did you have a plan of going through this?
Yeah.
Or did you go through high school and then at the end, then you decide for marine biology?
I've known I wanted to be a marine biologist since I was 10, so much before high school, which is not common. You don't have to set your goal at 10 and then stick to it, but I got the name Coral. I didn't have another option. Seriously. There was only plan A. But yeah, I just knew through high school, because I knew I wanted to be a marine biologist, I took mainly science classes, or I'd take, instead of an extra art class, I'd take trigonometry or an extra math. So math or AP biology, anatomy.
There you go.
Things like
a lot of biology classes.
Yeah, which is where I do excel. I sadly am not as good as writing and art. I am better in math and science, so it's a good field for me.
There you go. One of the things that you greatly want to do is max out your resume for when the time comes that you are getting into that university or that college that you want to get into.
I mean, it's already pretty maxed out, but yeah.
Totally. I mean, for the people that are watching this, that are looking for this at home, a lot of people are under the impression that from high school you go to college and then you just,
Yeah, well,
it's good to have a goal.
Colleges don't look for you to know what you're doing immediately. You can always decide within the first year, unless you're in another country. But one thing I've noticed a lot of is, like, I spent not only time doing STEM things, but I do sports, and they look for multi. What's the word? Oh my goodness.
Multicultural?
No, not multicultural. It's where you have different skills. So, like, I spent 4 years in Hazamir and choir, and I focused on singing, but I also focused on science and learning and reading and writing and having all those. Because if you're only good at math, but you cannot write and you cannot science, that doesn't leave much. Because even
it just sounds like your strong. Yeah, it just sounds like your strong points in general in that regards. If that's what you're going at.
Yeah.
Because thinking on that when it comes to have like you said, even though you're not strong in some point, if you point at the right goals that you are looking for, it'll strengthen you. Even it won't dumb you down. Even if you have like some difficulties in it, you still are focusing on your strong points, and it's those strong points and the actual activity itself that will get you your goal.
Yeah, really.
Now, there you go. High five for making goals happen.
Love you.
I love you. All right, everyone. That was the one and only Coral Golden Pagano, my sister, who is graduating and going to college for marine biology. Thank you very much, Coral. Yeah.
Love you, big bro.
And as always, we make today.